Hello, candle lovers. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Greg, and this is All About Candles. I have a review for you today from Yankee Candle. This is Vanilla Creme Brûlée. The jar really doesn't look very good anymore, but it was actually a really pretty candle. I already miss this style of signature jar, which has been discontinued. You can now only get this candle in like the straight tumbler with the tin lid and the 2 wicks. What can you do? I got this off Amazon Canada. You can still get it off of Amazon Canada, and if you're in the States, you can buy the straight tumbler version off of the Yankee Candle website. It is 20 ounces. It's got 2 wicks, and it is, I believe they're doing a paraffin soy blend now for all their candles. And Vanilla Creme Brûlée, you guys know that I am a bit of a foodie, and I love me Vanilla Creme Brûlée. Oh, you know where they actually do a really good creme brulee is at the Keg. It's nothing super fancy, but you know, the Keg, I really like the Keg. I go there quite often. There's one pretty close to my place. And so I'm a big Keg guy, and I think they have reasonable prices and good food, and they do a decent creme brulee there. I mean, it's not like what you're gonna get at a fine dining restaurant or anything, but it's good enough. Unfortunately, this candle was not good enough. It was just not very strong at all. In fact, it wasn't strong. There was no strength. There was no throw. You guys know that I hoe myself out for a good vanilla candle, so I'm willing to try almost anything once. This was a big disappointment, even though I really do like the fragrance. I'm on their website now to look up the scent notes. There's a little bit of a scent story. Experience the aromas of sweet indulgence, rich and creamy vanilla custard made more tempting with toasted praline and a hint of cinnamon. And it goes on to say, this is a sweet and spicy fragrance. Spicy? No, it's not. It's a sweet fragrance, but it's not spicy. Anyway, this is a sweet and spicy fragrance. Experience the aromas of a sweet indulgence, rich and creamy vanilla custard made more tempting with toasted praline and a hint of cinnamon. I guess when they say sweet and spicy, they might be referencing the cinnamon note, but it's a really small hint of cinnamon. It is hinting very lightly. I don't think I'd even pick out cinnamon if I were to smell this, like, without knowing the scent notes. Like, I never once when I was burning this felt like a cinnamon vibe at all. And in fact, I'm just reading the scent notes now for the first time, so I'm surprised that they listed cinnamon. It was a really lovely vanilla fragrance though. I really liked it. It was very like mid-range and very smooth and creamy and sweet. And I would say that the other scent note in there, aside from vanilla, is really just a praline scent. To me, this is just like a vanilla and praline candle. I'm sure you put like maybe a teeny bit of cinnamon into a creme brulee, but I don't think a lot. I've always just thought creme brulee, it's got like regular sugar on the outside and then it's like fired up and caramelized, and maybe there's a little bit of cinnamon spice in like the base of it, but I don't know. Yankee Candle, you're just like... It's a real reach sometimes with you folks at Yankee. It really is. Like, I really try. I try. But man, this one was such a letdown. Not in terms of the fragrance, just in terms of the performance. The fragrance is not complicated. It's a really nice, semi-sweet, mid-range vanilla and praline candle. I don't get much else going on in there other than that. And I would actually be considering repurchasing this candle. Maybe I'll get wax melts, but I'm not a big like wax melter guy. I really like burning a candle. And the performance on this, I mean, it was reasonably clean. As you can see, there is some discoloration around the jar there, so it did get to sooting. I burnt it all the way down until I could like see the wick nickels, and all the fragrance was gone from the wax, but all the fragrance seemed like it had been gone from the wax once I started burning it. This is one of those candles that I really enjoyed like picking up and smelling it before I burned it than I did when I was burning it. And that is not good. It's not good that I miss having the full candle so that I could just smell it when I wanted to. Like, I would say that the strength and throw on this was maybe a 2 or a 3. I didn't even really bother trying it in my open concept at first because I didn't think it would do well. So it was immediately going to be a bedroom candle and in a hurricane. And I walked in and out of that bedroom several times hoping to catch a hint of it, and I really never did. I would say, yeah, I'll settle on a 3 for strength and throw. The way that I rate candles is I give a candle a 5 if it has some presence in a room. So for me, like the baseline rating for a candle that at least has some presence is a 5. All right, as soon as I have to go really like searching around for that fragrance and sniffing around a room, it goes down to a 4, to a 3, to a 2. And I usually measure that by feet, all right? So I could smell this candle when it was in my bedroom in a hurricane and I was about 2 or 3 feet away from it. And that's just not good. Like, that's not far. So if the candle is like about this far away from me, if it's within arm's length, I could smell it a little. So I even tried it in like the small bathroom, and even in there, I had to be standing right at the sink, like looking in the mirror, washing my hands, to like basically standing over the candle to be able to smell it. So yeah, a 3 for strength and throw is just such a failing grade, and it's super disappointing because this is a lovely vanilla that I would absolutely repurchase if I could smell it, but I just couldn't. Just couldn't. Yeah, that's all I have for you in terms of this vanilla creme brulee. Wanted to share a bit of interesting news. If you are watching this, perhaps you are a Yankee Candle fan and perhaps you are in Canada. Yankee Candle has just shared that they have expanded into Canada, and they are expanding through a bunch of different retailers. And indeed, I can confirm that I checked out some of these retailers' websites and found Yankee Candles there. And so that is sort of good news if you're a Yankee Candle fan. The bad news is what I found so far. Now, keep in mind, they did say that they're in the very early stages of like branching out into Canada. And it's strange because Yankee always had a big presence in Canada. I would say that Yankee was one of the most popular candle brands in Canada, like in the 90s and early zeros. But then when they were taken over, slowly but surely, all the Yankee candles just vanished from this country. And now there is one Yankee Candle store somewhere in Ontario, and you can buy Yankee candles in Canada off of Amazon Canada, which is where I've been buying them. And so now they've decided, oh, maybe we shouldn't have completely pulled out of that perfectly good market and get our candles back in there. And so they have, and the retailers that they are partnering with, and if you check out the website for some of these retailers, you'll see that they have them up there right now. You can get them at Canadian Tire, Staples, London Drugs, Save On Foods, and Lawton's Drugs, as well as well.ca and amazon.ca. The bad news is I just briefly checked things out. Right now on the Canadian Tire website, all they're offering are the huge single wick apothecary jars, and they're $26.99. And on the London Drugs website, they have the 14-ounce single wick, like straight metal lid tumblers, and they're $29.99. So I mean, so far this isn't good news. My hope is that all they really need to do is open up their website for Canadians to be able to order off of their website. That would be excellent because then at least we'll be able to participate in some of the Yankee candle sales and, get candles that way delivered to us. I think that that would really be, you'd think that that would have been their starting point. But instead, they're putting some of their worst candle formats in physical locations at astronomical prices. So this is like good news and bad news, I guess. However, they did say in their press release that they're at the very, very start of like a staggered release. So I'm going to keep my ear to the ground. I will report back to you guys as I always try to. That's all I have for you folks today. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. You can follow me on Instagram at allabootcandles and email me your burning questions at allabootcandles@gmail.com. If you could hit me up with a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment below, let me know where you're at with Yankee Candle right now. I'd really appreciate that. And until next time, my dear, gorgeous, and beautiful candle-loving friends, let's burn some candles and bitch about it. Thanks, folks. Bye now.